Okay, so you've seen the headlines. Everyone is leaving Orange County. And look, I get it. I live here. I sell real estate here. I hear it constantly, but I actually pulled the migration data specifically for Irvine and Orange County, but Irvine specifically, and got the real numbers. And what I found was not what I expected. So stick around, because whether you're thinking about leaving, thinking about buying, or just trying to figure out what's going on in this market, you're going to want to hear this. Real quick, I'm Danae Aballi-Mecham. I'm a realtor with Real Broker here in Irvine, and I work with buyers and sellers in this market every single week. And if you've got questions about making a move, there's a link in the description to book a free call with me. I promise I won't try to sell you something that you don't need. I just love talking about this stuff. So okay, let's get into it. So yes, people are leaving Irvine. I'm not going to pretend that's not happening. The data shows the top places people are heading are actually Los Angeles County with about 1,500 movers, Austin, Texas at nearly 1,500, Las Vegas at 1,400, Dallas at 1,200, and Phoenix leads the county list with over 1,700 movers. And honestly, I get it. Texas has no state income tax. Vegas and Phoenix have home prices that feel like Irvine prices from 10 years ago. So if you're a remote worker and square footage matters to you more than the zip code, then these moves make sense on paper. But here's the thing, this is not a story about Irvine failing. This is a story about affordability pressure. People aren't leaving because Irvine got worse. They're leaving because elsewhere they got cheaper. So this is a very different headline. Now, here's the part that nobody's talking about. More people are actually moving to Irvine than are leaving. So San Diego, for example, is sending over 2,100 people this way. Portland, 2,070, San Francisco, 1,900, and from LA County alone, 7,000 people made the move to Irvine. So let's talk about San Francisco just for a moment, because I love San Francisco. The food is incredible. The walkability is unmatched. The architecture is quite simply stunning, but let's be honest, it has also gotten what some people might politely call seedy. Same with LA. So when you can't pump gas at noon without being approached by someone asking for money, and the storefronts are boarded up, and your daily commute feels like navigating a different reality, at some point you start looking at your options. And for those people leaving San Francisco or LA, they are landing in Irvine and going, wait, this place is immaculate. Where's the graffiti? Where's the trash on the side of the road? And I'll tell you where it is. It's not here. That's the whole point. So I want to make the case for boring, and I say this as someone who has tattoos. I do drink beer myself, and I have a lot of empathy for people going through hard times. So I'm not judging anyone's lifestyle, but when it comes to buying real estate, boring is a feature, not a bug. So Irvine is the kind of city where you will struggle to find a tattoo parlor, liquor store on the block. The streets are just simply clean, the parks are immaculate, and there are a lot of them. We're consistently ranked as one of the safest cities in America, one of the best for schools, and also one of the greenest cities too. Wallet Hub ranked Irvine the 4th best city for families in the entire country. Niche ranked us the #1 city in California and the 5th in the nation. We were named the best master plan community in the entire country. And Irvine Standard, which is basically the city's own publication put out by the Irvine Company, has the receipts. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, I'll link it in the description so you can fact check that. So is it humdrum? Absolutely. Will your kids grow up in clean schools, safe streets, and parks on every corner? Also absolutely. For a lot of families, especially those moving from San Francisco, LA, or even out of state, that trade-off is not even close. So who are these people moving into Irvine? The data paints a pretty clear picture. We're talking about 25 to 45-year-olds, working professionals, and younger families. The median household income is nearly $123,000, and the homeownership rate is 71%. So these people are not randomly landing in Irvine. These are people who researched, compared, and chose Irvine on purpose because of the schools, the safety, the job, and yes, the boring clean streets. So these are exactly the kind of neighbors who protect your property value. So what does all of this actually mean for you if you're selling? Your buyer pool is very much alive. Qualified buyers coming from LA, the Bay Area, from Portland, and from out of state, people who have already decided that they want to be in Irvine. They're not shopping randomly, and if you price it right, your home will move. If you're buying, yes, prices are high, but look at what you're buying into. A city with one of the strongest long-term track records for appreciation in the country, and we are ranked the nation's best planned community with stable employment and a constantly replenishing pool of high-income buyers behind you. This is not a market that readers. And if you're relocating here from out of state or from the Bay Area, if you run the real numbers before you decide Irvine is out of reach, you might actually be surprised. If this video gave you a clearer picture of what's actually happening in the Irvine migration and the market, I'm glad. And if you're trying to figure out your next move, I genuinely love to help. So click the link in the description to book a free call with me. No pressure, no pitch, just real conversation about what might make sense for you in your upcoming moves. So go ahead and hit subscribe if you want more videos like this. I do post every week covering the Irvine and Orange County market with actual data, not just stories and vibes. So I will see you in the next one.